Hi, and welcome to Your Future, Your Finances. We're speaking today with Stuart Rosenthal of the Beacon newspaper, a Montgomery County tradition, a great newspaper in the county. So, a great segment for our guests and our viewers today. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, Brian.
So tell us a little bit about the Beacon for those who aren't familiar with it.
Okay, well actually the Beacon's 28 years old. My wife and I started the publication in 1989. Mm-hmm. It's geared towards people over the age of 50, and that means everybody from pre-retirees to retirees, boomers and seniors. Mm-hmm. Really it's addressed to the needs of aging adults, and of course their adult children are interested in that kind of thing too. Mm-hmm. So we call it a newspaper because it's on newsprint, but it's really a feature paper. The features are almost all in the health and financial areas. We have a very substantial health section dealing with different conditions of aging and new developments and health studies that are going on, and we have questions and answers that you can ask to a pharmacist and to a psychologist and that kind of thing. Mm-hmm. We also have a financial and legal section that deals with Social Security and with Medicare and with how do you keep your money going as long as you're going to be living, and all the different kinds of investments out there. Mm-hmm. Lots of different topics along those lines.
And it's very local in its capacity, which I think is something that's doing well despite social media, if you will. I think, right? Local content, yes, for local people.
It's right. That's quite true. That is a niche that still seems to be surviving. I'll say that a lot of our topics and our material is generically interesting. It would be useful to anybody wherever they lived, but we always localize the story by saying where you can get more information in this area, that kind of thing. So yes, that's. And also, of course, we have cover stories about interesting local people and news items and events that are going on locally for people.
And you're originally an attorney.
That's right.
But then got into this business, a little bit different.
Yes, it is.
How did that happen?
Well, I was practicing as a tax attorney, as an associate in a law firm. And my wife and I got married, and I came home from work one day, and she says, "Do you really like this career? It doesn't seem to be something that you're very happy with." And I said, "Oh, does it show?" And she said, "Well, yeah, it does." So what's going on? And I said, well, I really worked hard to get here where I am. I got this really great job. It's paying more than I ever thought I'd make. Shouldn't I be sticking it out? And she said, no. If it's not making you happy, it's not going to be good for our family to come. We just got married. We didn't have kids. We didn't have a house. It was this is the time, she said, find something that you'd rather do.
Wow,
so she asked me, what would that be?
Yeah,
she saved my life. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So she was a journalist at the time. She was working for a national magazine in Washington. And I had been a journalist all through school, from middle school on. It had been sort of my hobby. So I said, I really used to love that, and I'm jealous of what you do for a living. I'd rather do that too. She said, well, okay, fine. So we decided to pull our talents and start our own publication. So the senior market was one that was not really being addressed in the area at the time, and we knew about papers like this around the country, and we started one up here.
Did you? And so you're now growing, trying to grow a publication from ground up in the I guess early '90s,
right?
Which was probably not a very easy thing to do. What did you learn along the way?
Oh my goodness. Well, the paper itself and its subject matter hit a nerve right away. People really seemed to like it from the word go. It took a couple of years to start making a living at it, of course, but we knew that there was a lot going on here. There really, especially Montgomery County, but the entire metropolitan area, there are a lot of older adults. In fact, this area has the best educated and wealthiest older adult community of anywhere in the country, better than anywhere else. So we realized this was a really good place for that, and over time other people realized that we were a way to reach them, and it's been very nice. So we have, of course, the Greater Washington publication, covers also Northern Virginia and D.C., and then we started one in Baltimore about 15 years ago, and then Howard County came to us about 7 years ago and said, we want one too, and so we put one in Howard County, and it's grown very nicely.
So when you say that in each individual county, this is something I'm always curious about because I try to write as well. Do you have writers in each county that follow the news of the county?
Yeah, again, as I say, we're not so much news-oriented. We're a monthly, so it's very hard to be up-to-date in that sense. But we have feature writers and contributing editors in every place. So we definitely have our cover stories different in Baltimore and Howard County and here. Our news items, the filler items, the beacon bits we call them, that fill the paper, are all about things going on in that particular local area. But the health stories and the money stories and the travel stories are pretty much the same. The art stories, of course, different. We have, we review plays in that particular area and write about people who are artists in that area. So that kind of thing is local too.
And then you have these resource guides as well that are on specific topics.
Yes, this is not. It's a general resource guide actually. This is something we do with the Montgomery County government. It's an A to Z phone directory that people can keep by their phone all year long. All kinds of services that are geared towards people over 50. And the new edition comes out in a couple of weeks. So the 2017 edition should be available very soon. I hope people will look for it. It's free.
It's free?
Like the paper. It's all free.
You said one of the most educated counties. How many? Any idea like how many people are over 50 in Montgomery County?
Oh, I believe the number is well over 100,000 at this point.
Yeah, I was just curious about that.
Right. Well, we know that we print 105,000 copies of the Beacon for the metropolitan area, which reaches about 200,000 readers. So.
And then there's organizations that you're involved with as well. There's one called GROWS that I'm familiar with.
Yes, the Grassroots Organization for the Well-Being of Seniors. That's a very nice organization, mostly of professionals who work with the senior industry, do a lot of good things and educate and train people in a lot of areas, so we support them. I've been involved with the Montgomery County Commission on Aging in years past. And in fact, recently, until earlier this year, I was the chairman of the Maryland Commission on Aging for the state. And have been involved with lots of organizations like that, Age Friendly DC, Age Friendly Montgomery County.
So help craft like legislation and public programs? Well,
the State Commission on Aging does have an input into those kinds of things. In a local area, it's really more local. It's county council kinds of work, and it's educating the population, making sure that what is available is known to people who can make use of it.
Okay. Fantastic. Well, we're up against a break. We'll be right back, continue our conversation. We're speaking with Stuart Rosenthal of the Beacon newspaper, founder of the Beacon newspaper. Thank you for appearing. We'll be right back. You're watching Your Future, Your Finances.